In this video, I'm just going to talk you through how to set up and, if you wish, personalize this assistant that's been designed to help universities with reviewing different types of contracts that they most commonly will be dealing with. So I'm going to show you how to check the instructions, how to pass some information specific to your university's legal review processes and the types of contracts you work through. And I'm going to just walk you through an example here that I've done and show you how you can test it. Okay, so this is the University Contracts Reviewer. It reviews research grants, service agreements, IP licensing, vendor procurement, collaboration agreement contracts, etc. And it goes through basically a risk review and generates recommendations and a sort of summary email. When you first install this assistant from the marketplace, you'll see it here in your list. And the first thing, when you actually start chatting with it, the first thing you're going to see is it's going to pop up a warning just to let you know that it's being configured with some generic material. So it's going to suggest that you review and update the instructions, that you add the knowledge specific for your university and replace the sample one that's in there when you download it from the marketplace, and then you can edit the instructions to remove this warning message once you're happy with that. So to do that, we're going to go to the University Contracts Reviewer here. There's the assistant in the toolbar. When we click on that, we get our edit panel. We're going to go to team settings, and we can see here this instruction set. We can edit it nice and easily. So this first part of its instructions is basically saying every time someone starts to chat with you, pop up that warning. So once you're happy, you can just delete that from the instructions. And then what you're going to want to do is just go through this. It's quite a long instruction set. This is a complex assistant, but it basically outlines its the types of agreements that it deals with. It's got a complete sort of 9-step workflow that it will go through. So it's going to review and classify the particular agreement. So these again are ones that it's been preset with. If some of those don't apply, or there are other ones that you'd like it to do, you can tailor that. It's going to do a doc review. It's going to check authorities for who can sign it, check financial terms, check for obligations, do a risk assessment across different categories, do a benchmark against standards, including any university-specific standards that you've uploaded as part of the knowledge set, and it'll then synthesize recommendations and then draft an email to go back. And then the rest of these instructions have got details around the scoring system, the different kind of categories that it will do reviews through. So definitely worth whoever's going to own this assessment internally, just to go through all of that and make sure they're happy that matches what you're trying to do. The knowledge, when you come to adjust that, there's a sample in here for basically a reviewing framework. You will have your own checklists and details of how you want to assess particular contract types. So you can delete the sample one, add your own knowledge here by uploading files when you come through. So this is sort of how we recommend that you review and just tweak these template assistants that we have from the marketplace. You do have the ability just to go and evaluate them. So without doing that though, so I've just been through that process. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So I started a chat with the assistant. I added my first prompt through the warning that we just talked about, and it gave me the option just to proceed for evaluation purposes anyway. So I said to proceed, and my first prompt was tell me what you do. So as we sort of covered, it will go through these types of agreements and go through this 9-step workflow. And then it said, would you like me to get started? So I gave it a sample contract. Now that contract, I actually just got the assistant to help generate. So I asked it to generate, for testing purposes, a short example of a contract that it would be able to review. It generated this document for me. So it's a research service agreement. And so to test the assistant, I gave it that in my chat, and I said, please, can you review it? Now, it then went through a process. Actually, it made good progress, but it did get stuck at one point. So, does sometimes happen with different AI LLM providers. I saw that it had got stuck, so I just asked it got stuck. It said, yes, I did, and it got itself started again. I think the LLM just had trouble reviewing one of the documents, and it went in and reprocessed that. And so then it completed the assessment. So here's what it's done. It got so far, it went to proceed with the other bits, and it's done the obligations assessment, it's done a risk assessment, it's picked up here, for example, some payment terms that it didn't like, some deliverables. It's got a major concern around IP. So, section 3.1, if we go to this document, our QuivaWorks ability to go and read documents in detail is something that sets us apart. So here, 3.1, all intellectual property must developed by shall be exclusive property of the sponsor. So here it's saying, that's not normal. They would like, according to the standards, for the university to agree different terms. So just an example of how it's pulled things out like that. As you can see, it's been very thorough. It's done a benchmark summary against the standards document, which is what that knowledge base file was. That and it's identified as critical deviations, so the IP ownership, publication review period, some other items it didn't like. Where you see these bits here, this is because I'm going back and looking at this when it's streaming an answer out, its reasoning and its action steps you don't see, but we leave the summary of those in there just for audit purposes when you're going back and reviewing it. So then it went through it. Step 8, the overall risk assessment, determined it was critical, recommendation not to execute until findings had been fixed, gave a summary of those findings. You can see its consistency here. It's got this IP ownership one. And it's gone as far as drafting proposed modifications to particular clauses that it identified were potential problems. And then the last step of its 9-step process was to draft the email to a research administrator. And so it's basically giving you some content that whoever's running this will be able to copy and paste that into an email, all nicely worded with some suggestions, etc. So there's a lot that this assistant is set to do. Really easy to go in and just tweak this if you want to modify its instruction sets, give it your access to your particular review frameworks, your particular policies or standards. If you give it those files, it will do that. And then hopefully you can see how easy it is to start using the assistant and get its help to review those contracts.